Hi guys, it's Kate at the Sunny Vegan Kitchen, and I thought I would do a little video today because it's around 6 months since I became vegan. So I thought it would be really nice to do a question and answer session. So on my social media platforms I ask you guys what you'd like to know or things I haven't covered, and ask you to ask those questions. I was really chuffed that so many of you did reply, which was nice, and I'm going to try and answer some of those questions for you guys today. Before we go any further, I am absolutely full of cold, so I've got a big drink of water here in case I need it, so I'm sorry if I need to have a little sip every now and again. So the first question that I was asked was why did I go vegan? And I did cover this in one of my first blogs, but I guess it's probably easier for me to have a chat and explain. So on and off throughout my life I have been vegetarian. I've never really been a huge meat eater. My mum isn't a big meat eater, although I was born and raised a meat eater. My dad and my sister love meat, but I've never really been a big fan, and neither is my mum. So I've always kind of had a very low meat intake. However, around 10 years ago when I was diagnosed with gluten intolerance, I started eating a lot more meat because there just wasn't a lot of gluten-free alternatives, and certainly in terms of eating out it was easier to kind of have like a chicken salad or steak and salad. And then in November 2015 I was put on some medication by the GP for another issue, and one of the side effects, was the sickness and the cramping in my stomach was absolutely awful. Like, it was just horrible. So I noticed that it was worse when I kind of had like a really milky cup of tea or a yogurt. Now I was never a huge dairy eater anyway. I like cheese, I had milk in my tea, and that was sort of it. I noticed it got worse, so I kind of did a bit of research and looked at cutting dairy out of my diet safely. And it was while I was kind of looking at this that obviously I kind of stumbled upon veganism. It's something I'd always admired, something I'd always been interested in, something that at that particular time I didn't think that I could do. Anyway, I need to put a little disclaimer in here probably. What I did, I'm not advocating that anybody does. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying that mine is the way forward. Veganism is a different journey for everybody, and it's also very personal how you do it. This is just my story, this is just how I did it, this is just what happened to me. It's not right, it's not wrong, there's no judgment. So I'm googling how to take dairy out of your diet safely, blah blah blah, and obviously came across a lot of articles that related to veganism, and I basically educated myself in one afternoon on the culture of the dairy industry and how cruel it was, and that was it. I went vegan. Literally there and then. I just, that was it. In the morning I woke up, I ate meat, I ate dairy, that was it. By lunchtime I was vegan. There was no going back for me. In retrospect, I wasn't educated enough, I hadn't read enough, I hadn't watched enough, I hadn't learnt enough, and that made the first really few days were very, very difficult, and the first few weeks were challenging. I had not prepared any food, I hadn't looked at any recipes, I'm gluten intolerant. I was kind of living on fruit, vegetables and ready salted crisps, which is not a diet that I advocate to anybody. However, that was my choice. A lot of people transition into veganism, take the time, and there's a lot of pros to do that. I guess the point is, as long as you're doing something, it's better than nothing. So yeah, that is sort of how I became vegan. My partner came home from work and I just told him over dinner that I was vegan and there'd be no meat. He was sort of okay with it. She just was like, alright babe, that's fine, as long as you're happy. And that was sort of that conversation. And that was it really. So yeah, that's how I became vegan. And that was January 2016. We're now in July 2016. I'm very proud to say that in this time I've had no slip-ups, I've not been tempted, I've not wanted to. I've continued to read, I've continued to educate myself. There's some amazing documentaries out there like Cowspiracy, like Earthlings, some really motivational stuff, and I will try and pop the links in the box below so you guys can check them out when you want to. I think for me, I did what was right to me and what was right in my gut. I am a very spontaneous person. I know in my heart what's right and what's wrong. I know myself really well, and for me, just changing like that worked. But like I say, it really isn't for everybody, and there's no judgment if that's not for you. It's do what you need to do. Just excuse me. I'm really sorry as well if you guys can hear a lawnmower in the background. My neighbour's doing their garden, so I do apologise for that. But if anybody is interested as well, this water is amazing. It's water, ice, strawberries, cucumber and mint, and it is probably one of the most detoxing, yummiest drinks ever. I drink about 12 glasses of this a day. It's amazing. So, now you know kind of how and why I went vegan. My initial journey into veganism, yes, was for health, and then I realised that actually it was for the animals. My health comes second. That the animals, the planet, and all the other important things that come with it, and they are the reasons that you'll stay vegan. So yeah, that's that. I hope that's answered that question. The next question I was asked was, what is my favourite vegan food? Which is really hard. I can't think. I am the biggest foodie you will ever meet. I just love food. I love eating. I go to bed at night and I'm excited. What's for breakfast? I just love food. Obviously avocado. Who doesn't love avocados? I'd say my biggest obsession is probably watermelon. I eat a huge amount of watermelon. So yeah, that's it. One of my other favourite things is a recipe by Oshi Glows, and that's the chia superfood bread. That's amazing. And my favourite meal is probably my one pot quinoa chili. The recipe's on the blog, and also the most amazing gluten-free, dairy-free, no nuts cheese sauce. And the recipe for that is on the blog as well, so you guys can check those out. The next question, where do I get my nail varnishes? R.E.M. generally, or Butter London. I have got some Illamasqua, I have got some Ciate, gorgeous colours. Bottom line, you can't go wrong with R.E.M. They're really cheap, really lovely shades, and they generally last really well. I'm just going to kind of show you my hand. This is Barry M. I'm really sorry, I just realised I've got a burn from making apple and strawberry crumbles, so sorry. Try to look at that hand. I did this manicure. It's Barry M in fondue, and I did it on Saturday. It's now Thursday and it's still going strong, as is my burn. Beautiful. So yeah, the nail varnish, I would say Barry M. It's cruelty free, it's vegan, it's British, it's a great brand. Highly recommend some Barry M. The next question is sort of related. What's my favourite makeup brand? I would have to say I love Tarte Cosmetics, that's who my lipstick's by actually, and probably Illamasqua. I had no idea Illamasqua was vegan until a girl I work with. I was talking to her about veganism, and she was like, oh, did you know that Illamasqua's vegan? And I was literally like, what? Take me to the Meadow Hall now, we need to shop. And that's sort of what we did, after work of course. So yeah, Illamasqua, all cruelty free. I have done a blog on my favourite vegan makeup brands, and I will put that in the link below as well if I can get around to doing that. I'm a bit of a technophobe, so I am trying. If I don't get around to doing that, I will put a link to my blog and you can just go through that on my web page as well. And that tells that will redirect you to the makeup or whatever it is. I've also just been asked about my hair, how I colour my hair. Sorry, can you tell I'm tired? I've just finished work. Yeah, what I colour on my hair, because obviously vegan hair dye is quite difficult to come by. If you're very dark and you can use henna, that's amazing. If you're like me and fairly blonde, it's harder. I have probably the luckiest girl in the world that I have a vegan hairdresser. She is an amazing godsend. I adore her. We talk hair, we talk food, we talk beauty products, and it's all vegan. And she's wonderful. So we use a brand to bleach my hair, because obviously, as you can probably see, my hair is obviously bleached, and that's by a brand called Manic Panic. It's an American brand, you can buy it here, and it is a bleach set. What I would recommend, and I mean highly recommend, is that you do not do it yourself. Get a trained professional to do it, because if you put the colour over old colour, it can cause a burn and snap your hair off. So get your hairdresser to do that. And then on top of it, as you can probably see, I tend to have either a pink or like a very lilac-y silver purple. Now, whichever colour I go with, I do that myself at home, and that's by a brand called Bleach London, who are totally vegan and cruelty-free as well. When it goes like this pink colour, it's called Rose, and when I go for the purpley colour, which some of you might have seen, I use Violet Skies. They're amazing. They wash in, they wash out. Very, very simple to use. You don't need to kind of have any technique. Slap it on, leave it for like maybe 10 minutes, and then wash it out again. What I will say is, if you want this kind of very sort of pale, subtle colours, then yeah, don't leave it on as long. If you want it like a more intense hot pink, leave it on for longer, because it will go that colour. But I just like to have the kind of wash, and also obviously like I have to think about my job, and I'm not sure how my boss would take kind of like bright pink hair, so I kind of have the wash. I'm sure he'd be fine, but just in case. So I hope that's kind of answered like some hair and beauty questions. The next one was a really interesting question that I guess a lot of people worry about. How did my family and friends take my decision to become vegan? And I'm really happy to say, for the most part, they were absolutely amazing. I'm like the luckiest girl in the world. Couldn't have asked for more support. My mum, bless her, has done every kind of vegan recipe. She's tried cakes, she's tried risotto, she's tried all sorts, and some of it has been delicious, some of it has been interesting. Sorry, Mum. But she's trying really hard to make sure like I have something, and that she'll cook for me. So she's amazing. For the most part, my friends have been wonderful. When I decided to go vegan, I was doing a lot of joint working with my friend Danny. So we were in the car together for most of the day doing visits, and she was amazing because I kind of just was like nattering non-stop, and she was a great sounding board and really supportive. All of my friends have been amazing, like choosing vegan restaurants if we've gone out, or vegetarian restaurants, or places where we know where there's vegan options. Like the support and the love and the kindness has just been from all of them amazing. My dad and my sister were absolutely fine as well. I think, to be honest, only, oh, I can hear the cat. I have two cats at the moment, Gus, who's mine, and Basil, who is our foster kitty. He belongs to my sister. Her and her husband are having a house built, so we're looking after Basil while that happens, so it's nicer for him. Oh, he's gorgeous, he's so lovely. But I can hear one of them I'll wrap this up because I'm going to need to go and feed them and get them their dinner, sorry. So yeah, only one particular friend said something quite interesting to me. I've been vegan around 3 months, maybe, and she she said to me, and excuse my language because this isn't very polite, but she said, when are you going to end this vegan bull? Literally stunned. And even my other half was like, really? And I just kind of didn't answer and just walked away. But for the most part, people have been amazing, really supportive. Yeah, I'm very lucky. Great family, great friends, lucky girl. Work colleagues, fine. For the most part, people kind of a little bit interested, and they move on and get on with their life. So yeah, that's been fine. The next question, sorry, was somebody asked what the biggest changes I've had in my life since going vegan. Obviously, I feel more amazing. My skin is so clear. I have not been ill, really at all. I've not had I managed the whole winter without any kind of bugs or colds, which was really nice. I feel more nourished. I have more energy. I feel just generally more alive and better in myself. I think the only other big changes I've kind of made is it's made me more eco-conscious around the clothes that I buy, the beauty products that I buy, what I'm putting in my skin. I feel like I've just had the most amazing education, and what's exciting about that is that I'm still learning. I do not know everything. I'm still learning. I'm still kind of watching YouTube. I'm reading all the time. So it's such an exciting journey to be on. I am no way at the end of it. I am completely committed to being vegan, and that's sort of my way of life now. I'm really happy. Like I say, I've got the support from my family and friends. It's just part of who I am now. It's not really a big deal. So definitely life has changed for the better. I still go out to eat. I still go around to friends' house. All the things that I've enjoyed doing, I can still do. So yeah, that's it really. And the last question. I get asked this all the time, and I don't know any right or wrong on what the right... Sorry guys, let me have a drink and take 2 on that question. Right. So, I get asked a lot this question, and it's a really good one, and I don't know the right or wrong answers. This is just, again, my story. How do I manage living during my life, being in love with a man who is he's not vegan. He couldn't be further from vegan if we tried. He's probably the most processed food loving, meat eating man you could meet. And to be quite honest, it just isn't an issue. When I became vegan, he loves me, he accepted me, he supports me. He would go to a vegan restaurant with me. We eat vegan food when I cook, and I couldn't ask for any more from him. It's never been an issue. It's never been a drama. Our life has just carried on with him understanding and loving me. And again, you know, I realise what a privilege that is. On the flip side, much to some people's opinions, I still will cook him meat if we're having I don't know, say I make a risotto, for example, I might make a garlic mushroom one, and I will have that maybe with a side salad. He might... There's a little one outside, sorry. He might want some chicken on that, so I'll pop a chicken breast in the oven and kind of serve it. Will not touch it. Do have like separate things, like I would not want it anywhere near mine, but if that's what he wants, that's fine. I mean, when he met me, I was not vegan at all, and it feels a little bit unfair to kind of push that on him, especially when he's so open. I don't think he realises, but he does eat probably like an 80% vegan diet. Like he doesn't, we have vegan butter, we have like milk alternatives, and they're just kind of in there, and he doesn't sort of question it because the food's so nice and delicious and he feels satisfied. He's not necessarily missing it, so it's not a huge deal. There are some vegans who have kind of slammed me and said, well, you know, I shouldn't have a meat-eating partner. Well, I have a man who loves me for who I am. He treats me well, and I'm not going to throw that away because we differ in opinions about what we eat. I'm never going to force him to be vegan. I will continue to educate him. I will continue to cook vegan food. And whilst he continues to be open to that, I feel that that's kind of good enough for us. I hope that kind of answers everything. I feel like I've talked for England and I've talked for like 20 minutes non-stop. So I'll probably go now. Go and celebrate my 6-month anniversary of being vegan. It is just the cats and I for tea tonight. People do ask if my cat's vegan. Gus, my cat, would be vegan. She will actually eat anything, and she's allergic to cat food, so she does eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of pasta. So yeah, Basil, who isn't my cat, just eats ordinary cat food. So I'm gonna go and have some dinner now. Tonight I think probably just be a chilled night, and uploading this video to you guys. I have got loads more videos coming up. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please give my channel a thumbs up. If there's anything else that you'd like to see me do, I know I've been asked for some hair tutorials, I've been asked for some makeup tutorials, and I will kind of get around to doing those too, as well as some more cooking ones. There's a few new recipes on my blog as well, guys. Anyway, I will let you guys go. Enjoy your evening if you're in the UK, or morning or afternoon if you're anywhere else in the world. I know I have some friends all over, and I'm very grateful for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Take care. Good night.